You know, well, I don't know how I can top that. Every week I try and figure out, you know, what am I going to talk about when I wrap it up, right? And it's funny because if you look, I take pink bookmarks on what I'm going to talk about. And of course, the Great Commission, I decided I was going to talk about today, eat your children. Right? So I can't talk about that, but we heard it, right? It's nice, you know, I've been running around with Phil now for almost 5 years. Do you believe it's been that long? It's crazy.
Seemed like yesterday.
It is. And so I'm sitting here while he's thinking, and I'm like, all right, this is the man who's mentored me from day one. He taught me the gospel. I was a Catholic my whole life, but I never heard the gospel the way he presented it, the way he presented it today to all of you, the way that I present it now to people going forward. You know, I shared the gospel with somebody just the other day, and we went and we talked about, you know, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and what it means. And, you know, what's interesting is that, you know, you can tell that you know, taught me because I'm ready to talk about something you just did. And that's what's amazing here. This book is big. This book is big, right? This book can be overwhelming if you first look at it. But what I'm going to recommend you do is you start with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Get a Bible. Start with Matthew first. Start reading through Matthew. You're going to get to the Sermon on the Mount. And that there was when I started to really get the chills, because Jesus goes up on the mountain and he starts basically giving his commandments and giving you that blueprint of life and how you should conduct yourself. You know, you look at Matthew 5:11. Blessed are you when people insult you and persecute you and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. He even knew back then that we would be persecuted for following him, and he warned us about it, and he told us that we're blessed if we continue to preach his name, continue to do what he wanted us to do. Something that could help this country right now, as bad as we are, right? Look at, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the sons of God. You look at what's happening on the streets today. Protesters, marches, wars. We're on the brink of a World War III. If more people had this in their lives, things would be so much better for us in this country. So I challenge all of you to go and make disciples of others. For those of you that are getting baptized today, it's your birthday, your new birthday, the beginning of the rest of your life, walking forward, believing in God. Get discipleship, learn more, understand, ask questions, and most importantly, make disciples of others. Live a good life. Listen, if we're all wrong, Phil always says it, we're not getting out of here alive. If we're all wrong, what's the worst part? You die being a good person that people respect.
Did y'all read my book yet? It said, I could be wrong. There's one of them. Look, I could be wrong, but I doubt it.
Yeah, and he's absolutely great. I want to thank all of you for coming today.
What people, they said, well, you want to do a book? They said, what's going to be called, Mr. Robinson? Because, you know, you've written some before. I said, I think I should say something like, I could be wrong, but I doubt it. When the book people, they were looking at me, then they looked at each other. They said, good night, that's it. I said,
So, when we started off, I think we had about 2 or 3 people that were interested in being baptized. Now that Phil's gave his class, and he's explained the death, burial, and resurrection, and what's going to happen when you become baptized, and how you will be filled with that Holy Spirit, changing your life, and believe me, it will change your life. It changed mine. A lot of you know my story. You listen to the podcast. It made me a different person, and most importantly, it made me a better person. You know, and that's what it's all about. You want to live your life the way Jesus wanted you to live it, which was good and happy. How can you possibly be happy if you're possessed?
yeah.
That's all I got to say. It's a very simple story. And all you got to do is listen and believe it. And your life will change. How many want to be baptized? Let's see a raise of hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Congratulations.